previously good cornerback Josh Norman was recently cut by Washington as part of the new Rivera regime as they rid themselves of some of the terrible contract that Daniel Snyder and Bruce Allen racked up. So, yeah. But just like every other free agent that hits the market, should the Vikings sign Josh Norman? So let's get into the answer. Okay. So background. He is 32 years of age, 6 foot, 200 pounds, coming out of the Coastal Carolina University. Chanticleers. What's up? Also the proud alma mater of one Jerome Simpson. So he's got that going for him. Was a FCS first team All-American in 2011. Came in the NFL by way of the Carolina Panthers, who made him a fifth-round selection in 2012. Worked his way up, eventually became a starter, and then a friggin' stud. Was a first-team All-Pro as well as a Pro Bowler in 2015. That season, he was PFF's third highest-graded cornerback and an overall grade of 83.7. As well as an 88.9 coverage grade. So pretty damn good. Really worked his way up. Really poised to get that first big contract. But then the Panthers and then GM Dave Gettleman, who's now with the Giants. Genius. So they played hardball with Norman. They initially put the franchise tag on him in 2016. And then they rescinded it, which made him a free agent. But, of course, this is all in April, after everyone had spent all of their free agency money. But Washington, Daniel Snyder, Captain D Pockets himself, figured a way to give him a 5-year, $75 million deal with $36.5 million guaranteed at signing, which made him the highest paid cornerback in NFL history at the time. Great. Played 4 seasons in Washington. Had 2 good ones. First 2 were pretty damn good. The third one was meh. And then the most recent one was absolutely terrible and atrocious. Eventually, he was benched by interim head coach Bill Callahan in favor of some dude with a thing, and was eventually cut as he was out of guaranteed money anyway. So now, go back. Oh, he was teammates with Kirk Cousins for 2 years. So he's got that going for him. As well, he was runner-up on Dancing with the Stars in season 26, which is important because we always talk about cornerbacks needing good hips. And if you're a good dancer, you got good hips. Generally going to be a decent cornerback, right? So should the Vikings want him? Question mark. Well, the biggest thing and the thing that sticks out the most is he's purely a zone cornerback. That's his bread and butter. That is what he's good at. Playing one side, playing zone, whether it's cover 2, cover 3, etc. He's a little bit Richard Sherman-esque in that manner. Is that he's not a man-to-man dog. He's not a cornerback 1 who's going to just follow the wide receiver 1 wherever he goes, either side into the slot, anything like that. It's not him. Right. But positively, like Zimmer has been increasingly using more and more zone each of the last 2 years. Now, is that because Xavier Rhodes has ceased to be that cornerback 1? Because remember, back in the day, when Xavier was that true blue CB1 man-to-man against wide receiver 1, best of luck to you. The Vikings played a lot of man. Almost exclusively man on third downs. And then the Vikings have sort of finessed their way into some more zones. So Norman could find a spot here. So number 2, 32 years of age, coming off a terrible season where, hey, you're so bad you can't even get on the field for Washington. That's pretty bad, right? And not everyone can be Terrence Newman playing until like they're 47 years of age. And also, 3, cost. I don't think he would break the bank. But also, I don't want to pay through the nose for him. Like there certainly could be a market for him, as everyone sees that Josh Norman recently was a very good cornerback. Maybe just chalk it up to an off year. It's one of the reasons why, if and when the Vikings cut Xavier Rhodes, he could find himself a pretty decent market as well. Because it's always like, Mama, I can change him. All the coaches have the hubris of like, well, it's just bad coaching, bad situation. I can turn him around. All that stuff. But if you're gonna spend $8 million a year on a 32-year-old Josh Norman, why don't you spend $11-12 million a year on a 27-year-old Trey Waynes? That's the thing. And I'm not really for spending over $10 million on Trey Waynes either, but if given the 2 choices, it's a pretty easy one. So if Josh Norman does come in cheap, say $4 million a year or less, and then baby, you got a stew going, perhaps. Number 4, we've talked about how, just move Xavier Rhodes to safety, and the myriad of reasons why that'd be a terrible idea. But with Norman, I actually think that Norman would be a good candidate to move to safety, given his zone prowess. I think the transition would be akin to when Terrence Newman started playing a little bit of safety for the Vikings back in 2015. So yeah, again, I'm not banging the table necessarily for Josh Norman as like he is the missing piece. It's got to happen. But I could see if the price is right, that Norman could come in and be the new Terrence Newman S-type players, still bring a lot of value to this team and this defensive back group as they look to recover from a pretty crappy 2019. Maybe they can all just recover from a crappy 2019 together. All right, but again, only if the price is right, then I'll be all in. But your thoughts, Josh Norman, Vikings, question mark? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. If you want to support the work, pull us up in the Venmo. Plus, give us a follow on social media as well. But until next time, Skol, production value.